America is deeply divided. There are only two sides to every issue, and there is no interest in finding common ground, not even with members of your own family. But as the 2024 presidential election looms on the horizon, there has never been a more important time to have the necessary conversation.
Welcome to the Necessary Conversation. I'm Chad Culture, and with me is my sister. We are left-leaning, sane people, and our parents, Bob and Mary Lou, who are complete right-wing QAnon MAGA supporters, looking forward to Trump's, well, we'll get into it. Maybe the expunging of his impeachments.
We're anti-communist.
Oh, sorry, anti-communist. Dad, sometimes you like to start the show with a rant. Is today one of those days?
No, I just have the same rant I always have. There is no such thing as white supremacy as an ideal. It's not ideological.
Okay.
It is a fact.
All right.
White supremacy.
Is that like the Newsmax quote?
No. What it is 25% of the people who graduate from Harvard would not have got into the school if it was based on merit. That, in essence, means that out of that 25% in the lower bottom half also, probably half or more have a degree in African studies.
What do you think about
they
pro
contribute
sports?
Absolutely nothing to our society. Bottom line is, you're either a communist.
You don't have it on you.
You're either a communist or you're a stupid shit if you believe that the black race is caught up with the whites. That's why we're seeing the gap close. And what you're ending up with is a bunch of dumb retards who tried to take their African lingo to make it sound more like white people so that they can get elected.
Okay.
And be on TV. That's my rant, and it will never change. And guess what's happening now, folks? Our side of the coin is fed up with your bullshit, and now the metal's going to hit the meat.
I have a rant. I have one.
Well,
it's not quite as long.
Please rant.
We're not going away.
Okay, I'm speaking.
MAGA is going to rule.
My rant. Biden is the worst president in the history of the United States.
Wow. Why is that?
He's terrible, Chad.
Sold us out to the Chinese.
Okay.
Not only that, he's doing nothing about the border. I have nightmares every night about the poor children. Not Haley thinks they're being thrown back into the river.
Well, we're going to talk about that.
Okay,
so get ready.
Okay, go ahead. But my rant.
Oh, get ready. We're going to listen to MSNBC.
Okay. Biden is the worst president in the history of the United States. That's my rant. He's a son of a bitch.
And he's done.
I hate him.
He's gone. He's going to go to fucking jail.
Okay. Start the show now.
Rant from both parents completed. Thank you. We got some white supremacy to start off with.
White
today.
supremacy.
And we got some Joe Biden is the worst president of all time.
White supremacy is not an ideological thought. It is a fucking fact.
Okay.
On January 29th, Dad, you said a nuclear weapon would be used in Ukraine within 30 to 40 days. We're now 176 days past that prediction. No nuclear weapon.
I'm going to miss about 4 months and be dead right.
Okay. Still making the prediction. We shall see if that comes true. Let's move on.
It's about to come true already, you dumbass.
All right. We like to begin our programs with questions from listeners. So if you would like to send a question to us to have us listen to it, debate it, what have you, just put an audio clip together of a minute or under with your question and send it to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. I go through them all, pick the best ones. And here's one for today.
Good morning. My question is relating to the statements that were made regarding climate change. In your last episode, you stated that 99% of all scientists agree that man-made climate change is real. I'd like to know where you got that stat from. I assume that you're referring to studies that were done by Naomi Oreskes and John Cook back in the early 2000s. which was also quoted in Al Gore's movie, An Inconvenient Truth. Both of these stats were proven false and not nearly what they claim them to be. Then there's also the fact that science is not a consensus-based study, so 99% of scientists consenting to something does not make it true. I'd love to hear your feelings on this again. Thank you.
All right, so I threw one in for mom and dad there because you guys are, huh?
What, wasn't that directed toward you?
Yes, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. I threw one. Whoa, mom, you okay? You watching some other stuff there? What's going on?
No, I'm trying to find something that I want to rebuttal. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm taking this question in stride. Haley and I obviously both are on the side of climate change with the scientists. The question asked, or the person asking this question, was essentially disputing the idea that 99% of scientists agree climate is man-made. So here's a study, and I'm gonna even just do scientists agree on climate change? Yes, the vast majority of actively publishing climate scientists, 97% agree that humans are causing global climate change, et cetera, et cetera. And it gives all of these stats, where they're getting this information from, all the different independent studies, et cetera, et cetera. Then if you just go on Wikipedia, scientific consensus on climate change, this is the Wikipedia page. It has a chart that is showing the average temperature increase from 1850 to now, and it's definitely going up. We're looking at about 1.5 degrees Celsius higher now than it was then. And I mean, all of this is here, and it shows the measuring things. You've got NOAA, Berkeley Earth, NASA, GISS Temp, Japan, Met, JRA, ECM, WF, all of these things. These are organizations that study climate, that control the numbers. And then we just go through all of the studies that they list in, and there are too many, but all the studies that they list here on Wikipedia. You've got the Cook one from 2016, 97% consensus. It is human-made climate change. The Powell one is in here, omit. There's a Linus one from 2021, 99%, and there's a Myers one from 2021, 98.7%. So I think it's more than just the two studies that our person here who asked us the question are bringing up. These independent studies are being done constantly, and they are all finding 98 to 100% scientific consensus. And now to the other point, just because you have scientific consensus, that's not how science works. It actually is exactly how science works. You run repeatable experiments, and then you compare the results of all the different experiments that are looking into the same thing to see if there is consensus. If there is, if everybody points their fucking telescope into space and they all see the moon, we can all kind of agree the moon exists because we have consensus scientifically that it exists.
I want to add, we went to Iceland not that long ago, and
Lord,
I physically fucking saw with my own eyes the recession of glaciers that exist there. And every tour that you take, there is a cognizance of what's going on. They are talking to you constantly about climate change, global warming. It is physically fucking visible in Iceland. And in less than 100 years, if we continue at this rate, that entire fucking place will have zero water to drink. Gone. Glaciers will be fucking gone.
Okay, how about the Greenpeace guy? He co-founded Greenpeace. His name is Patrick Moore, and he said it's nothing but a political left-wing thing, that it's a hoax, it does not exist. He says, show me the data. Show me the last.
I
300
just
years.
did. Go on
Give me
Wikipedia,
graphs.
Patrick Moore.
Give me charts. He said there
You
are
know,
none.
these
I'm
fucking
looking
guys-
at them right
There
now.
are none.
First of all, these guys that are telling you 99%,
Yeah.
you want to know what? You want to know the truth? They're running on less than 30 years of information.
Okay. Well, I've got a chart right here that goes back to 1850, so that's not
Well,
right.
you're wrong. They didn't get track
I'm
data
looking
back
at the
then.
chart.
Yeah, and the chart's fake because they didn't have the information to collect back then, you fool.
Yet there's no
What?
scientific proof, Chad.
They didn't collect this kind of data in the 1800s.
No.
I'm looking right at the chart with the data
Yes.
from 1850.
And
I
it's
don't know what
phony,
to tell
and it's
you.
phony
Guess
as
what?
baloney.
None of that is real. And guess
Okay.
what? That
Well, then I'll
guy,
say the same
whoever-
to you. No, whatever you're
whoever-
saying now, it's not real.
Fine.
Whoever sent in that,
Agree to disagree.
whoever
So you're telling me that temperatures went up 1.5 degrees in the last 100 and whatever years,
Yeah.
and that is climate change? You're so full of shit. It's ridiculous.
that Greenpeace guy said there's no scientific proof that human emissions of carbon dioxide have caused any minor warming of the Earth's atmosphere over the last 100 years. He says, write it down. Show me. He said there is none.
Look, go to his
Oh,
Wikipedia
he's got a
page.
chart
It's
from
fucking.
MSNBC.
It's all here.
Oh my God, MSNBC's got a
Okay.
chart.
Calm down.
The current scientific consensus is that
Is full
Earth's
of
climate
shit.
has warmed significantly since the late 1800s. Human activities, primarily greenhouse gas emissions, are
Right.
the primary cause. Continuing emissions will increase the
All right.
likelihood and
All right,
severity of
smart
global
ass, when we have a
effects.
really cold winter this winter, blow it out your ass.
No,
I
that's
like
part
that
of it.
question.
Extreme weather is part of
Oh,
climate change.
extreme weather. Doesn't matter whether it's hot or cold. It is climate change. You're so full of crap.
That's what the
Okay.
words climate change means. The
well,
climate
it does
changes.
to me.
I
Our climate's not changing.
again, I would like to say that was a good question. Thank you.
Disagree. It was 110 degrees the other day here.
Good.
Why is
So,
that
And
good?
this winter it'll be minus 32 in Dallas. And then you'll be singing
It
a
was
different
like-
tune.
It
That'll
was
be
like
climate change, too.
130.
Yeah.
It was 139 degrees or some shit in Death Valley last week
Yeah.
or 2 weeks
Good.
ago.
Okay.
Like,
It's
So
going to
what?
be the highest recorded temperature
So
year
what?
on planet Earth this year.
So fucking what?
Again, he's
For 2 weeks?
again,
Oh my God, we're all gonna melt.
again,
Some
the
people will
Greenpeace
die.
guy
Some people already
says
have.
there is no actual
That's because they're
proof.
stupid.
Oh.
As understood in science, there's no proof. Write it down. Show me. That's what he said.
Well, I mean, I would try to convince that guy to
Mhm.
go to wikipedia.com and read all these studies are right there. They're very easy
Yeah.
to find. All you have to do is Google them.
I challenge you to find one fucking speck of proof what temperatures were in 1895. They don't fucking know.
It's a big hoax.
What do you mean they don't know?
They don't fucking
Quit
know.
yelling.
Nobody
Please.
tracked that shit that long ago.
I mean, I'm looking at charts of it right now.
No, you're looking at charts that were made up based on bullshit.
AI.
All right. Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for your question. If anybody else would like to
Good
send in a question
question.
to have us talk about it, once
Yeah.
again, you're just going to fire off a 1 minute or shorter audio clip with your question to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. Now, let's get into this. Our first topic for today is the debates. They are coming, but are the candidates? Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy, Chris Christie, and Tim Scott have all met the Republican National Committee's polling and fundraising thresholds to earn invitations to the first primary debate next month. But some candidates have indicated they're going to participate in the debates. The frontrunner, Donald Trump, doesn't
Stop it.
seem likely to participate.
Stop
During
it.
an interview on Fox News,
Shouldn't have
Trump
to.
said, Ronald Reagan didn't do it, and a lot of other people didn't do it either. When you have a big lead, you don't have to
You trying to
do
make him
it.
sound black?
Keep
Oh.
your day job.
You
Keep
trying to
your,
make him sound black?
I was just trying to make you guys mad.
You
but,
just trying
uh,
to help Biden out?
keep
No,
your day job.
here, I'll do my real Trump. It's like this.
Okay.
During an interview on Fox News, Trump said, Ronald Reagan didn't do it, and a lot of other people didn't do it. When you have a
sound
big
black.
lead, you don't do it.
You trying to black it up? for
Just say
everybody?
this. Just say, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna
Okay.
be your next
Here's
president.
all you got to know about debates.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no reason for him to do it, and here's why.
All right, hang on.
Everybody else-
Let me
all
get
right,
through
gentlemen,
the
everybody
information.
else-
By skipping the debate, Trump and his
everybody else
advisors
running-
hope to rob what
Everybody
could
else
be his
running wants a
opponent's
job
best
on the
opportunity to trip up the former president. It's possible that Trump could
I don't even
hold
want to
an
listen to
event.
him. I'm done.
No, you're not.
Let
Stop
me
it.
read the intro, then I ask you
Well, you can
questions.
ask.
But your
I'm gonna-
intro shit.
Okay, well, sit through it or write one yourself. You can always write the intros too. If you want to produce
Don't
the
need
episode,
to.
that offer is always open.
You know what? Your intros are the same fucking crap every goddamn week.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to sit through this one, and then we can talk about it. By skipping the debate, Trump and his advisors hope to rob what could be his opponent's best opportunity to trip up the former president. It's possible that Trump could hold an event that would compete for attention and steer viewers away from his rivals. Trump is not the only candidate whose appearance on the debate stage is either unlikely or uncertain. Other candidates have said that they will not sign the RNC's loyalty pledge to support the eventual nominee,
They want to be
Hey.
on the cabinet.
a prerequisite set by the committee to participate in the debate. Candidates have until 48 hours before the August 23rd debate to indicate if they'll participate. DeSantis, the Florida governor, has said he will show up regardless of whether Trump does. Haley, the former United Nations ambassador, as well as Scott, South Carolina's junior senator, and Ramaswamy, a biotech entrepreneur, have all indicated that they will attend too. Christie, the former New Jersey governor, has said he is eager to debate, but has
I
said
bet
he
he
would not support Trump if he is the nominee, clashing with another RNC requirement that candidates sign that loyalty pledge. So should Trump participate in this debate, Haley?
I mean, for my own personal enjoyment, 100%. I mean, I think he already has the votes in the bag. Like, people like mom and dad are going to vote for him no matter what.
Yep.
If he does debate, we all know he's going to look like a fucking idiot. Can't answer any of the questions. It's all going to be deflected. So, I mean, entertaining to say the least, but I feel like he's already got the votes.
Mom, should Trump do this debate?
I would like for him to, but I don't think he needs to, because whoever is narrating will give him the sucky questions like they did last time and then pump up everybody else. I don't think he needs to. No.
Dad?
Why would you go up there and let people fire machine guns at you when he's ahead right now in how many points? 50?
Because he's vying for presidency. You should be able to answer fucking anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I agree.
He should not go. And here's
Okay.
why.
All right.
The people that are going to throw rocks at him and prove that they're rhinos like Christie, they're gone. They're going to kill themselves right now. And they'll be out of the mix. The people who stick up for him and
Mhm.
don't throw rocks at Donald Trump on this are all going to be in our next cabinet. And that's all they're wanting to do. They're going to replace the fucking Dems who have stabbed us in the back and the rhinos who have stabbed us in the back. And they know Trump's going to be our nominee. That's 100% going to happen. So all they got to do is sit back and see who he needs to replace these fucking criminals with.
He needs to debate against Biden. And that will never happen because Biden doesn't have a brain in his head and is the worst president in the
And
history of
he's
the
a
United
pussy.
States.
Okay. So
Big giant vagina.
Okay.
So you're saying that Trump not participating in the Republican debate is smart, but if Biden doesn't participate in his debate, he's a pussy.
No, I don't think it matters whether Biden participates in his debate or not. There is no debate with Biden.
Okay.
He's a fool.
I believe Trump should debate. I believe all presidential candidates should be obligated to do this because I think the American people, the electorate, needs to see them on a stage with the other candidates, answering the same questions, getting into debates with one another. And I personally think that if he doesn't, it clearly exposes that to him, this is just a game. It's about winning and winning only.
It
and
is.
He doesn't give a fuck about the people at all.
No,
He does.
the game
Then-
is either be a communist or an American.
That's right.
That's the game.
They're knocking at your door.
And to
Chad.
Donald Trump, this is a fucking game that we cannot lose.
And serious. Think back about that other debate.
And we will not lose.
It wasn't for presidential. It was Dr. Oz and Fetterman. Jesus Christ. Fetterman couldn't even say words. And who'd they elect? Fetterman. Or whatever his
So
name was.
you don't see it as cowardice if he doesn't participate in this
No.
debate.
No.
I
He's
see it
clearly
as being
afraid of losing
brilliant.
something by doing it.
I see it as being brilliant.
Yeah, smart.
Okay, but if Biden doesn't participate in a debate, you'll see that as brilliant too.
Doesn't matter.
Done.
He's not going
He's
to participate in a debate.
Okay,
Who
so
the
he's
fuck
brilliant.
Are you kidding?
He couldn't find his way up
There's
the
not going to
steps.
be any Democrat debate.
No.
Are you a
So he's
fucking
brilliant.
idiot?
So he's brilliant.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
he
like
can't
Trump.
find his way.
Yeah, he's brilliant, just like Trump. The only difference is he doesn't have half the fucking country in the sack.
Huh?
Trump does.
Okay.
Yeah, what's Biden up to now? 50 million that he's taken?
Let's move on.
From
Our
China.
second topic.
Let's get right on past China.
Okay.
Well, we only have so much time. I want to get to all these topics. Our next topic
Yeah,
is
we want to get to all the bullshit topics.
will Kevin McCarthy expunge Trump's impeachments? In a private call with former President Donald Trump on Friday, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said he personally supported the idea of expunging Trump's 2 impeachments, but he did not promise to bring it to the floor for a vote. McCarthy has been working overtime to try and placate Trump after an interview last month in which McCarthy said he thinks the former president can win in 2024, but did not know if he was the, in quote, strongest candidate, prompting outrage from Trump advisors and allies. The speaker's perceived transgression once again raised questions from Trump and his inner circle as to why he had not yet endorsed the former president in his 2024 presidential bid. McCarthy called Trump to apologize after the interview, claiming he misspoke on CNBC. Most experts believe that calling a House vote to expunge the 2 impeachments would be pointless, as leadership does not have the votes to pass it. So even if McCarthy indicated to Trump he'd do it, it's unlikely votes would be there, likely further inflaming tensions. Additionally, it's unclear if expunging an impeachment is even possible, as it has never been done before. Trump's allies on Capitol Hill, including GOP Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene, have pushed McCarthy to call a House vote to expunge the 2 impeachments. GOP Rep. Ken Buck of Colorado told CNN's Caitlin Collins Friday that he would vote to expunge Trump's impeachment if McCarthy were to bring it to the floor, but added that it wouldn't be wise for the speaker to do so in terms of precedent that it sets. Haley, will McCarthy call this to a vote?
No, I don't think so.
Mom?
I didn't even know about it, didn't hear about it. I have no idea.
Dad?
Don't know.
I think McCarthy will do it if he thinks that what Mom and I think. The MAGA is going to take over, because if MAGA takes over, McCarthy's out.
Right. Well, when you say MAGA taking over, you just mean taking over the Senate, House, and presidency.
Oh, no, everything's Senate.
That's what I'm saying. You're just
Yes.
talking about
Yeah.
politically. MAGA
Yes.
will never
Yes.
take over ideologically.
Oh, yes, it will.
No, it
Already
won't.
has. It already has.
We are having this very podcast
You
every
live-
week where
you
2 people
live-
are not MAGA on it.
You
How is it
live
taking over?
You live in a fucking state who's got its head so far up its fucking ass, it doesn't know whether today's, tomorrow, or next week.
Your state
okay.
has been ruined, Chad. Your
You
state-
live.
Would you
live
like-
in
would you
fucking
like
Venezuela
California?
already?
To be removed from the United States?
What?
Would you like California to secede and become its own country, no longer part of the United States?
Abso-fucking-lutely. And you take fucking New York with you.
Then you lose the biggest economy in the United
No,
States.
you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Wait.
That's former. Former biggest economy.
We would also lose half of the population of the homeless people in the whole United States. So
Yeah.
we'd lose all that. That'd
You
be
lose
wonderful.
multiple military
Yeah.
bases in California.
Oh, would we?
Yes, you would.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
We can put those somewhere
Yeah.
We
else.
can put those airplanes anywhere we want.
No, you don't get them. California has them.
Oh, you want to bet? If
That's
MAGA
what
takes
secession
over,
means. We take all
if
of
Ma-
our
if
shit
MAGA
and
takes
it's ours
over,
now.
those bases are going to be in our neighborhood.
We'll make new ones.
Okay, so you've thought it through very well. What do you think?
Yeah, California. Here's what you haven't thought through very well.
Okay.
California means absolutely fucking zero to what happens to this country.
Chad, your state.
It
used to
provides
be-
most of the food and has the biggest economy of any of the fucking states.
You don't produce most of the food.
Okay.
You produce most
Yes,
of
we
the
do.
fucking fruit.
Okay, your state used to be a state to go to for tourists. For
We produce
people.
more wheat, cattle, everything you fucking eat comes out of the mid.
I
Your
don't eat
state
cattle.
now has busloads and
We can reproduce fucking strawberries over here in Oklahoma.
I think there
Yeah.
might be airplanes and busloads
We
of
don't need
illegals,
California for fruit.
of illegals being
Don't need it at all.
brought into
It's
your
the number.
state.
I'm reading this right now.
Yes. and it's
California is the
not- and
biggest
it's
farming
not-
state in the United States, producing
and
more
it
than
won't
400
be-
different crops, including fruit, vegetables,
Yeah.
nuts, and dairy products. It's one of
Yeah.
the most significant
And
parts of
none
the
of
U.S.
that will
agricultural
be-
industry,
none of that will be
contributing
true
over
in a
50
year.
billion to the national economy each year. You lose
Yeah,
it all.
fuck. 50 billion.
That's fine.
What are we paying for
Yeah.
your illegal aliens?
Okay.
More than 50 billion.
So let me ask you this. Let's say this thing
Idiot.
expunging Trump's impeachments does come to a vote. Let's say McCarthy brings
I'm
it to the
done.
floor. Don't get mad. It's
No,
just
I'm getting sick
debate.
of this shit that
Mom,
you
sick of
throw out
what?
fucking you throw out these fucking numbers that are absolutely 20 years old.
I mean, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Why are all the people leaving your wonderful state, Chad, in
The
droves?
thing I'm reading was from February 22nd, 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see how many people are
That's
leaving
this
your
year.
state.
Yeah.
I'm Googling.
So I don't
20
understand.
23. And where'd they get the data? It's not 2023 data. It's probably
Okay.
fucking 1990.
Look, you can say whatever you want about it. All I can do is read you the things I'm seeing.
Yeah, all you can
and
do
tell you
is
the
read
dates.
me. All you can do is read me the same fucking bullshit week in and week out, and it's all crap. I already know that California is in the shitter. It's way behind. It can't pay its own fucking bills, and it needs the federal government to bail them out. Which is who? Oh, that's me and your mother, you stupid fuck.
And where is your data coming from?
Me.
Okay. You're more than welcome to show any papers, any data that you want as well. You can come here with your own facts and
I
debate
don't
me
need
with
to. I already know you guys are in a deficit so far
Yeah.
that if the federal government doesn't come in and throw about $2 or $3 billion at you,
Mhm.
all that shit you're talking about is nonsense.
All right, let's try and get back on topic here.
I'm
If-
done talking to you. I'm just going to sit here and listen. Okay.
Okay.
Because you
Dad is checking out of the debate, just like Trump.
you and Haley,
Yeah.
you're way past your head up your ass. You're about waist deep now.
Okay. If this vote is brought to the floor to expunge Trump's impeachments, let's say the vote goes through and they vote to uphold the impeachments. Do you think that will make Trump look worse, Haley?
I mean, he always looks worse to me. But like I keep saying, the far right, MAGA, people like mom and dad, they have literally said on this show countless times, he could fucking murder somebody. It doesn't matter. None of
As
it
long
fucking
as it's
matters.
a Democrat.
Whatever vote he has right now, he's going to continue to have, no matter what. Doesn't
Mom,
matter.
Would it make him look declined in any way in your eyes if they uphold the impeachments after vote?
No.
All right. Do you think it would have detrimental effect? Let's say they hold the vote and they get it passed. They expunge the impeachments. Do you think that will set terrible precedent moving forward in United States politics that whatever party is in power can now just look back at any impeachments of their party members and remove them instantaneously?
No, it's happening now.
No,
Biden's doing whatever that
You have
fuck
to
he
remember.
wants.
You have to remember, it has to be convicted.
Yeah.
He's never been convicted of an impeachment.
What? He was impeached twice.
Yeah, and neither one of them passed the Senate.
Yeah.
So literally, legally, he's never been impeached.
No, legally he has twice.
No,
Chad, are you sick? What's wrong with you?
My allergies are going crazy.
Uh-oh.
he
Sorry.
lives in California. That's
The
what's
kitty
wrong.
cat. Is it the kitty cat?
I don't know. My Zyrtec, maybe I'm building an immunity to it or something. I don't fucking know. Past couple of days have been very bad allergies.
Which
wise for me.
Claritin?
I might have to.
Move.
all right. Well, let's move on now. We've got a common ground simmer down. I was going to talk about UFOs, but I'm going to throw it to the group. Do you want to talk about UFOs or do you want to talk about Barbie?
Neither.
Did you see it, Mom and Dad?
How about no? We have not
Fuck
seen
no.
Barbie. How
Wait,
about
fuck
the other
no. Why-
movie?
Wait. Dad had a very strong reaction to that. Why so adamantly against even the idea of Barbie, Dad?
Because it's Disney.
It's Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
So it's
Don't
not
care.
Disney.
I don't give a shit. I'm done
Okay.
talking.
What is going on here? Why do you
What
hate
about-
Barbie so much?
I don't give a fuck about Barbie.
But you just said you hated it because it's Disney, but it's not a Disney movie.
Well, so
They're talking
close
about
enough.
it on all. Are they talking about it on Newsmax?
no.
Oh, that's
Ben
interesting.
They got
Shapiro.
more
Do
important.
you
They
guys
got more
follow Ben
important things.
Shapiro?
You know what they're talking about on Newsmax? The real news.
The new Freedom movie. That's real. That's true.
It's now 125 million.
Yeah.
Well, Barbie beat that in its first day of open. So
Good.
It did. I thought the other movie did.
no, Barbie made $300 and some million opening weekend. It's the biggest movie.
You're not
so
gonna
far
go see.
this
You're
year.
not gonna go see Barbie.
No,
That has no interest to us.
that has zero calculation on my radar.
Mom,
screen.
you might like it. I think there's a very strong like mother-daughter message in it, and kind of what it means to be a woman growing up in America. All these things.
Then
Not
why is
interested.
Haley making the gay kin cakes?
There's a gay Ken in the movie.
So what does that have to do with mother-daughter relationships?
Go see the fucking movie. I'm not gonna tell you every scene in the movie step by step, but anyway.
Then we can just say
You
no.
know what? I would go see that
We
maybe.
can say no.
I would go
Yeah, of
see that maybe if you would tell me you would go see the Freedom movie.
Okay, done.
Are you going to go see that one?
I'm not.
I'll go
going
see
to
Jim
Barbie.
Caviezel's. What's it called?
I
Sound
think
of Freedom.
Sound
I'll
of
go see it.
Freedom.
I'm curious about it. I'll go see it. Sound of Freedom.
Yeah,
Writing it down.
you said, oh, that can't be true. It's a true movie, Chad. It's true.
Well,
It's like wildly embellished, and there's like a whole fucking thing behind this movie that, of course, you guys won't believe, but it's a lot of propaganda. It's a lot of
And of
fucking.
course, you will believe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see it. I'll see it. Now, will you see Barbie?
I don't know. Dad won't go with me. I can't go to Barbie alone and sit in there by myself.
Yes, you can.
No, you
That's-
can't. You get accosted if you're in New York or L.A.
Well, you're not in either of those places, so you'll be fine.
Thank God. Thank God.
What?
You know the best thing that could happen in the United States?
Oh,
We
God.
take a big old fucking chainsaw, saw off California and New York, let them float out to sea and use them for target practice.
I just
Okay,
lost
well, I
all
saw
my
Barbie
staff.
and went with C-Rad, went with Willow. Harper saw it with her buddies. We all loved it, walked away. If you've ever seen a Greta Gerwig film, like there's an underlying theme always, sometimes very overt
I
about
doubt if I've
just like
seen
the human condition, what it's like to be a woman in today's society, mother-daughter relationships, and this was no different.
Oh,
I
your
really
little
loved
buddy
it.
Greta? Your little
My
buddy
girls
Greta,
really
the
loved it.
16-year-old climatologist. She just got
No.
fucking fined big time
Who?
What?
for lying.
That's not Greta Gerwig. That's
The little
the wrong Greta.
16-year-old girl. No,
Who are you talking about? Who's Dad talking about? Haley?
The
the
kid.
one who broke police
No,
orders.
she's
in
Greta
Switzerland.
climate
Thunberg.
activist. She's a
She's-
climate activist.
She
Oh.
just got fined big time.
Okay, cheers. I loved Barbie.
I did too. I thought it was great. The final line of the movie I thought was like unexpected to some degree, iconic in many ways.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a great
Yeah.
movie, and it's like super funny too, which I wasn't
Mhm.
expecting. I thought that there would, because it's Greta Gerwig, I thought there was going to be like a strong kind of feminist message and all of that. I didn't expect it to be as funny as it was. I thought Ryan Gosling, every scene he's in,
Amazing. Yeah.
is fucking hilarious.
It was.
And I really liked America Ferrera too. I thought she was great in it.
I am Knuff.
Anyways, all right, so we won't talk about UFOs, but I will just get this in. This week, there is a huge hearing happening in Congress. I believe it's an open hearing with 3 whistleblowers: David Grush, Ryan Graves, and David Fravor. These are all people who have worked at various levels in the U.S. military. Grush was a U.S. intelligence officer. Fravor was a Navy commander, and Ryan Graves was a Navy pilot. They have all seen UFOs. One of the 3 of these men claims that he has seen a retrieved intact UFO in a hangar that was being experimented on. And they're going to testify this week to Congress.
Wow. Wow.
So we're getting there.
I believe it. They're hiding. They hide stuff from us. They hide everything from us. Our government does.
I agree. And I think ultimately that's why it has taken so long for any of this information to come out. People are always like, well, then why is it coming out now? Why? I think it's because the government probably fears some kind of public backlash at the realization that, like, oh, wait a minute, they've had this kind of technology since 1945 and they've kept it secret from the American public and even discredited people, ruined lives over people trying to bring this to the forefront. There is going to be, I think, a reckoning that comes with the revelation of this information, but we'll see.
How about the Kennedy files? Why don't we know any of that yet?
We know some of it, but yeah, I mean, I think
CIA
we probably
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever know the full truth because the government did it. All right, here we go. Topic number 3, the Emmett Till Monument. President Joe Biden will name a new national
need to
monument
talk
this
about
week
this.
after Emmett Till, the black teenager who was murdered in 1955 and helped galvanize the civil rights movement. Biden will designate the monument on Tuesday, which would have been Till's 82nd birthday. A White House official said, quote, the new monument will protect places that tell the story of Emmett Till's too short life and racially motivated murder, the unjust acquittal of his murders, and the activism of his mother, Mamie Till Mobley, who courageously brought the world's attention to the brutal injustices and racism of the time, catalyzing the civil rights movement. A 14-year-old from Chicago, Till was visiting family in Mississippi when he was beaten and shot to death for allegedly whistling at a white woman named Carolyn Bryant Donham, prompting her husband to commit the murder. Donham herself later retracted the accusations. Till's mother had insisted on an open casket funeral so visitors could see her son's body mangled beyond recognition, a decision that helped fuel the civil rights movement. The designation will come amid a national debate over how to teach painful facts about American history in public schools. Some Republican-led states have enacted new standards that critics say sanitize history, including the realities of slavery and racist violence. Haley, do you support this monument to Emmett Till?
Of course. 100%.
Mom?
I think Biden is doing this just to get black votes. Why would he go back 55 years and do this right now? It's for black votes.
When
There's
should
other
it have been
things.
done?
55 years ago, maybe.
Well, I think the climate in America was a little different back then. As you can see, this guy fucking murdered Emmett Till.
Instead of doing that and putting statues in 3 different states, doing what he says he's going to do, why doesn't he go down to our border to help the poor children that are coming over to a sponsor, which we know is nothing but drug people, then being enslaved in sex trade and things like that? That's why he's the fucking worst president in the United States. I fucking hate Joe Biden.
Okay, so again, though, we're talking about this Emmett Till monument. So
I said instead of that monument, he needs to
Right.
get his ass down to the border.
What if he
I mean,
do
it
both?
could be in response to everything that's happening in every Republican state right now, where they're trying to basically omit slavery, say that it was good for black people, that they learned some things. Oh, maybe you can become a blacksmith in the future because, like,
He's
it's
doing
fucking
it for
ridiculous.
black votes. That's all the reason he's doing it now. He could have done it
Okay.
the day he was elected president.
And what do you think?
So-called president.
What do you think the Republicans, or
about-
Trump specifically, are doing to get
Why is
black
he
votes?
doing it now? Why is he doing it right now for votes?
Why was
What is
Donald Trump
Trump
talking
doing to get
about
black votes?
a black vice president nominee?
All Trump's
Qualified.
All Trump's doing to get black votes is let Joe Biden keep on trucking.
Okay.
You left out the qualified black
Yeah.
person that he has for a running mate.
Let's
Sure.
talk about Till
I hate Joe
specifically.
Biden.
He was a teenager when he got murdered. Do you
There you
consider?
go.
Yes,
14.
I think it's very sad. I think
Okay.
his life, if that is all
Different
true,
time,
which it is true,
Different time, different problem.
it's very sad. But I don't think that Biden has the right to go back 55 years and bring it
Okay.
all up now and erect statues.
Okay.
That's bullshit.
Different time,
Then
but like
should-
same problems today because
Yeah.
No,
people,
ain't
Well,
the
black
same.
kids are being murdered for having fucking Skittles in their pockets and
Yeah.
hoodies
Yeah.
on. So like
By who?
same
By
shit.
who? By who? Other fucking black kids.
And I
No,
bet there's
what-
white kids
no.
too that were killed.
George
I
Floyd,
bet there were
Trayvon
white
Martin,
kids
Breonna
too.
Oh
Taylor.
yeah.
So
they
the
were
list
all,
goes fucking
They
on.
were all shot and beat to death. They got chokehold to death.
Yeah, that's beaten. to
Uh-huh.
death.
That's not beaten to death. It's an
Huh?
accident. It's manslaughter. He didn't even get convicted of murder. It's manslaughter. You
Yeah, he
stupid
did.
Yet, no, he didn't. You better
George
go back
Flo-
and reread.
Again,
Okay,
it's
let's
for
find it.
votes. Again, it's for votes.
It's not first degree murder.
Okay.
Smart ass.
It's for
Yeah.
votes.
On April 20th, Chauvin was convicted of unintentional second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. So you got
Just
two murder
told you that.
convictions and
He was
manslaughter.
not convicted of first-degree murder.
You said of murder, and he's convicted twice of it. So you're wrong there. Now, let me ask you this.
Oh, I'm wrong. No, I'm not.
You're talking about going back 50 years. What if Joe Biden would erect monuments to Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, any of the countless black people who were murdered in the past couple of
I'd vote for
years?
setting them on fucking fire.
Why?
And
Because
Why?
they don't deserve monuments.
Why not?
They're fucking drug addicts and criminals.
Okay.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
oh my gosh.
Your little boy Trayvon, the guy that we had all the shit on with the choking from what's his name?
Yeah.
That guy was a 37 count felon.
Felon. The guy,
Felon.
the Michael Jackson
Felon.
impersonator.
The guy you want to
Does
break
that-
the statue to. Fucking 37 felonies.
Does that
Okay.
mean he
That's your
should be
boy.
murdered?
That's your boy.
Great.
That's who you want to
I'm all
put
for
a
it.
statue up to.
Yeah, that's right.
You're full of shit.
I want to. What about Trayvon Martin?
Don't care about him.
Why not?
He's irrelevant to me.
Okay. But would you be okay with a Trayvon Martin statue somewhere?
Yes. Set it on
Right.
fire.
Oh my God. Why?
Because
Trayvon
it
Martin was a
doesn't
fucking
belong-
teenager
It
who
doesn't
got shot.
belong. It doesn't belong in a society that is superior white and factually superior.
You've really taken on like a much more racist bent to all of your stuff in
Yes.
the past
The
like
next
4 or 5
Civil
episodes.
War- the next Civil War is going to be a racial one.
Okay.
And
And you
guess
believe that
who's
that's
gonna
coming
win?
sooner now or what?
I think we're getting pretty close
I'm
because
just
what's
trying to get to like
happening
why
now-
you're so agitated about it all right now.
Here's why. Because
Okay.
It had to be some Newsmax shit.
No,
Yeah, something has
white-
spurred
no.
this, I feel like.
white people are fucking fed up with the bullshit. And now the metal's going to hit the meat. And when the metal starts hitting the meat and these
Yeah.
black people figure out that we're going to shoot back and take a few of them down, they will run like fucking chickens.
It's all the propositions being, that are happening right now. It emboldens
Yes.
people like
It ain't
this,
gonna, it's not
and
gonna
it all
change.
began
As long as that mumbling idiot is your president, this is not going to change. It's only going to escalate, and we're going to have a fucking race war before
like
long.
every time a new law is introduced, anytime the Supreme Court decides to fucking take us 10 steps backward, it emboldens people like Dad. And that is what
That's
is occurring right
exactly
now.
right. And it's about fucking
Because
time.
they're not, now it's okay to be openly
Anyway,
racist,
there's no
openly
point arguing with you
homophobic.
damn guys.
Quit
Until
being a
we
mess.
start shooting at you, you won't know what comes.
I don't understand.
And we will start shooting at you.
Well, what's going to happen is the Republicans, the people on the right side, are going to get really mad here in a little bit when they are finding out now that the Biden crime family is taking in all this money from Ukraine, from China, and
Russia.
Russia, and of course, he has sold out our country to them.
What
That's
does
not
that have
right.
to do with what does that have to do with white supremacy?
It has a lot to do with it.
Okay.
Because
Shouldn't
the
you be
Supreme
happy
Court,
for Biden because he's a white guy taking money from countries that don't have white people
No.
in it in some
if
cases?
he was a white guy not taking money from our foreign enemies, then maybe. But he is. He sold us out to the Chinese.
And it's
Now, here's what you're going to figure out. You're going to figure it out fast. Once we have locked in and we have decided the only way we can stop them from cheating in the next election is to get rid of them, metal's going to hit the meat.
To get rid of who?
Our enemies.
In
That's
this country,
anybody-
the voters? What are you talking about?
That's anybody who's not straight America first.
America.
Okay.
If you're
You
not
just
a
gonna
straight
start killing 'em?
American, if you're not
Murder?
a straight American, you're a fucking communist, and we're going to kill all the fucking communists.
How about the new
What-
song that's out? People are in a
Who is
uproar over
we?
that.
Like, who is doing this? Like, just lining up in the street to fucking murder people?
You're not paying attention, little girl.
What?
It's already happening.
What?
She says, who are we going to take to the streets? It's already happening.
Hmm.
Where?
You don't get it. Oh, it's happening.
What are you
Tell me
talking about?
where.
Maybe I don't get it. What are you talking about?
Oh, people that are getting shot by white
Oh, yeah.
supremacists.
Yeah.
It's happening
Yeah.
every day now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're good with that. You enjoy
Yeah,
that.
I'm absolutely 100% good with it because you're either a communist or an American first. And if you're not in my group, you're a communist.
Boy, Chad's
So
having a
only
bad
white supremacists or American first?
bad.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, here's the deal too. That new song with Jason Aldean.
Because the other half, the black half, is a bunch of morons who,
Well, wait,
who
though,
have
you're
degrees
mixing a bunch of
in
different groups that
African.
you
Well,
hate.
no, I'm not mixing it. You
Are all
don't
black people communists?
fucking
Are all
stand
black
it.
people communists?
Huh?
Are all black people communists?
No.
I would
No.
say with their mentality
No.
that
No.
half of them don't know the fucking difference.
Okay. Are all black people
And we
Chinese?
can't afford to have them voting against us.
How many black people do you think are secretly Chinese?
None.
That's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just trying to figure out, where.
But
All right.
once we get rid of that vote,
Yeah.
it won't matter about the Chinese because Joe Biden will be pushed down the fucking steps.
This is how stupid our country has become. That new song that with Jason Aldean, they're trying to say that is promoting racism.
It is.
And gun
100%.
violence.
100%
Oh,
is.
my
Good. Bring it
God.
on. See, you
I
know
don't-
why you don't like that shit? Because it's becoming more and more prevalent on a daily
No,
basis.
I don't
and
care.
It's getting into your ass. Oh,
I don't
you're
give a
gonna
fuck about it.
fucking Care.
I'm
You're
all
gonna
for
fucking care.
No, I'm all for free speech. I'm fine with him making that song.
I'm gonna
There may
give
be
you a
repercussions
choice.
in the social media sphere. People can then listen to the song
I'm
and
gonna
react
give you
however
a
they want.
choice. Communist or bullet to the fucking head. That's gonna be your choice.
Yeah, you don't want communism, Chad, do you? Do you want to
You're
be
giving
a
me
communist?
if you're giving me the choice of I accept communism or take a bullet to the head, you're basically saying you're enforcing communism.
Yes. And we're gonna stop you.
What?
And we're gonna stop you.
I think you've got the way you position the choice wrong. But I am not a communist, nor am I a capitalist. I'm just a fucking guy who is existing in this weird society that I don't really agree
Well,
with.
you're gonna have to pick a side, boy.
Okay,
That's all
boy.
there is to it. Huh?
Okay, boy.
You're gonna have to
Rude
pick
boy,
a
boy,
side.
boy, boy, keep giving up. Rude boy, boy, boy.
You're either
What it
going
is,
to
hope
you're
for
either
us
gonna
love.
become one of
Every
us
good girl needs a
or you're
little
gonna become
love.
dead.
All right. Speaking of becoming one of us or becoming dead, let's move on to our fourth and final topic. Gregg Abbott's plan to push children into the Rio Grande. Texas troopers employed by Gregg Abbott's Border Patrol initiative were instructed to push children into the Rio Grande and deny migrants water in extreme heat, according to emails sent by state employees. Nicholas Wingate, a trooper medic from the state's Department of Public Safety, expressed concern over, in quotes, inhumane actions toward migrants in a July 3rd email. The email gives a report of weekly events from June 24th to July 1st, detailing several cases of migrants being caught or injured by barbed wire in Eagle Pass, a Texas city along the U.S. border with Mexico. Wingate wrote, quote, "The wire and barrels in the river needs to be taken out, as this is nothing but an inhumane trap in high water with low visibility, and due to the extreme heat, the order to not give people water needs to be immediately reversed as well. I believe we have stepped over a line into the inhumane," end quote. Wingate described an incident in which troopers treated a 4-year-old girl who passed out from heat exhaustion after she attempted to pass through the wire amid 100 degrees heat. Texas National Guard soldiers pushed her and her group back toward Mexico. The same day, a pregnant woman was treated after troopers found her caught in the wire and in extreme pain. The woman was having a miscarriage, and emergency responders took her to a hospital. Wingate also emailed to reveal additional drownings in the Rio Grande that were not reported. On July 1st, a mother and one of her 2 children drowned while crossing the river as federal Border Patrol agents saw the family struggling and did nothing. The mother and 1 child were taken from the water, and they were pronounced dead after being brought to a hospital by emergency responders. The second child was never found.
Chad,
So,
Chad, hang on. I love everybody. I'm going to bed.
all right. have a good rest. I hope that you get feeling better.
Oh dear God.
So Dad is out for the rest of this, but we can have this conversation. Mom, should there be barbed wire in the Rio Grande?
No.
I thought he was in bed. I
but-
heard him back there. Yes.
But the wall should still be up that Trump had, and this would not be happening. And I hate Joe Biden. He's a motherfucker. And if he'd get his ass down there and do it right, none of this would be happening. And about throwing the babies back in the river, I seriously that's happening. But I bet
there's
this
firsthand
is
account. It is happening. This
Okay,
guy is
but
saying he
guess
saw it.
what? Guess what? If they can swim, their lives are being saved. Because
They
if they
can't
come over
swim.
listen to me.
There was
If
a
they come o-
4-year-old kid.
If they come over the border, they will be handed to drug cartel or sponsors that are the head of child trafficking, and then they will be, you know what, the rest of their life. That to me is more sad. They need to say, go back. I don't agree with throwing babies in the river. I don't agree with barbed wire, but I do
What
agree
do you think
with
happens if they go back? You're saying here that they get handed over to drug cartel and sex trafficking. The reason that they're trying to come to America is to escape that shit exactly.
They're seeking asylum in the United States. They're not coming over here to try to hand people drugs or do anything fucking crazy. These children and families are seeking asylum.
Then let's make Ellis Island on the border. The way it was done when my grandmother came across, the way it was done when her parents came across in the boat. You sign the ledger. You tell them where you're going. You tell them how many kids you have. You tell them what job you have. Do it the right way.
Great.
Right now, it's insane because Biden is a dumb.
Right. But instead of that option, they are now putting fucking buoys covered in barbed wire in the goddamn Rio Grande and pushing children on the other side of it.
Thank you, Biden. Thank you, Biden, for doing nothing.
Actually, it's Gregg Abbott. It's Gregg Abbott.
Well, Biden won't do anything. Somebody's got to step up and try to stop or do something. Somebody has to. Our government's not anymore.
It's Gregg Abbott. It's the governor of Texas who literally funds the police when they don't run into the school to save fucking Uvalde. He is now pushing children into the Rio Grande. He is taking away our rights to reproductive health. Gregg Abbott needs to be fucking
And is he the one
KO'd.
Is it also in Texas where they're doing the thing you were talking about earlier with the teaching that slaves had a great time?
That is Florida. It hasn't hit Texas yet, but I'm sure it's on its way. Yeah.
I totally disagree. It is Biden. It is his fault. It's Horseface, who has never even been down there but one time to El Paso. But she loves yellow school buses.
Do you think this is a better or worse scenario than when Trump was locking the kids in cages and separating families?
We've talked about that before. That was under a Biden's deal. Get off of that. Now
No, it was under Trump. If this is Biden's responsibility, then the kids in cages was Trump's, because that was happening during his presidency.
And they don't even have, most of those kids aren't even accounted for and are now in some kind of probably sex slavery in the United States somewhere.
85,000.
And that was Donald Trump.
85,000 children, and now it's more than that, are unaccounted for. At the oversight committee, they asked Mayorkas, whatever his name is, where are they? He couldn't answer it. He has no idea. He said, we try to make one phone call once they're placed with their sponsors. And because we got way understaffed and way under numbers with the kids, we kind of gave that up. They don't even do that anymore. So those poor children, that's the sad part right there. No one gives a shit about the children. Hey, but let's erect all those statues in 3 different states, man. Come on.
One of those, that statue is for a child.
Hey, man, I hate him.
That statue is for a child who was murdered.
Not across the border, coming across the border. The border right now is number 1. The border is of most importance.
Okay, so should we be erecting statues for those children?
Probably.
Okay, interesting. A lot of mental acrobatics here, but we expect nothing less.
Mental acrobatics, that's a good word. You need to go take some Claritin because you're having trouble, dude.
My allergies are really
That's
bad
terrible.
My apologies to everyone listening to all of my allergies. But thank you nonetheless for joining us. That is the end of today's show.
Oh my God.
Dad has already said his I love yous. I will say mine now. I love you, Haley. I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad, wherever you may be.
I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. I love you, Chad. Mom, highly recommend going to see Barbie if you can. I do think that you would actually really like it.
Okay. I love you, Chad. Love you, Haley. Love you, Bob. Get well, Janice.
And I'm going to see Sound of Freedom. Will you see Barbie?
If I have someone to go with. Your dad won't go
Are we
with
all
by yourself?
Are we all going
Oh,
to see
God, no.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah, I'll probably see Oppenheimer sometime.
That doesn't look good to me.
Next
It
week
looks
or two.
kind of. That doesn't look that good to me.
All right. Well, once again, thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions you want to send in here to us, just make that 1 minute or under audio clip of your question and send it to thenecessaryconversationpod at gmail.com. And we will see you next week.
Maybe.